What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Athletic Aesthetic Podcast, where art and sports connect through conversation. My name is Vinny. You may know me as VC2 Art, and I'm the host of this podcast, and I'm really excited about today's episode. My guest is Pittsburgh Steelers running back Benny Snell Jr. That's right. The Kentucky Wildcat legend is here in the studio, and I had an opportunity to meet him. It's the first time that I got to meet him in person. We've done a ton of work together in the last season with some custom cleats and custom shoes, and we'll talk about that and talk about some of the upcoming things that we want to work on together. But it's a really cool conversation because when I think of this podcast and like what I really want to do with, moving forward with my guests and the conversations that I want to have, this is like really aligns with it like to a T. Benny Snell Jr. basically is the ideal guest for this podcast. He's, if you watch Benny, since college, he's, been the guy with the visor, the dope gloves and custom cleats and, the swag, the whole Snell, like embodiment, the tattoo, like just everything about Benny Snell's game is just swagged out to the max. And the conversation in the recording was great. But the conversation after the recording was what really did it for me. And one of the things that came up was why this this podcast is so important to me. And I want to share it with you guys too, because maybe other people have this as well. And I don't know what it is, but it's a reoccurring dream that I have. Okay. So go with me here for a second. Okay. I've had this dream probably 30 to 40 times within like the last 10 years, which doesn't sound like a lot, but 30, 40 times to have the same dream, it's a lot. It feels like it's like, every other week I'm having this dream. And what the dream is that I'm in a locker room getting ready for a football game, okay? And I'm all dressed up, and I have this visualization of performing, and like I'm about to have like the game of my life. My whole friend and family group are in the stands. The stands are packed. Like it's like the biggest game. It's on TV. It's rivalry. Like it's like every like amazing thing about when you think about playing football is happening. Like the uniform is like the coolest uniform I've ever put on. And sometimes I'm in a locker room that I'm familiar with. Sometimes I'm not. But in this dream, okay, I get fully dressed and then I can't find the helmet, or I can't find the gloves, or I can't find the jersey, or there's one element of the uniform that's missing, and I can't find it. And so I spend this dream searching for this item because I can't take the field without it. And sometimes it's been even so minuscule as like a wristband or something that I'm like, I can't go out there without this. And in the dream, I start frantically searching for it. There's been times where I've literally through this dream, like ran back to my house. I've ran to like Dick's Sporting Goods in my dream. I've ran different places in my dream to find this piece of apparel, and I finally get it, and I sprint back to the field of the stadium. I get down to the field. I'm like, I hear the kickoff, like the game's already underway, so I get this like anxiety in my dream that like the game, has already started without me. And as soon as I step foot on the field, I wake up. And like I said, I've had this, I can't tell you how many times. And it's so weird, and I can't figure out why I have this. And maybe I should talk to my therapist about it, and I probably will. But I want to share it with you guys because, I think, you listen to a podcast that talks about, athletic apparel and stuff like this, and you think like there's no depth to that conversation. But there is for me. And I don't know why. And maybe this podcast is a journey of me figuring out why. Why am I so obsessed with this? Why is there such a unique voice that I feel like I have in the podcast world surrounding, the aesthetics of sports? So all that to say, I'm really excited for this episode. I hope that you like it. If so, please subscribe, leave a comment. But I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoy this episode. This is episode 5, Athletic Aesthetic Podcast with Benny Snell Jr. Let's get it. All right, before we jump into the interview with Benny, I'd like to shout out to our sponsors, Candelore's Barking Beauties. Candelore's Barking Beauties is a full-service grooming salon, and they have 5 locations here in the Pittsburgh area. So no matter where you're at, type them in on Google, you find one near you. They're open Tuesday to Saturday, 8 to 6, and there's no appointment needed. You just show up. They have boarding and daycare available at their Irwin location. And if you'd like some more information on any of that, you can contact them at 412-872-5550 or visit them at candeloresbarkingbeauties.com. Candelore's Barking Beauties, where our salon is your salon. One more thing before we jump into the episode. Got some merch. You can see it in the shot here. If you're listening to the audio only, we got some shorts. Got a t-shirt, black and white options. The hats go crazy. So go check that out, vc2art.com. Go to the merch store. I'll put the link in this too. You got to go cop some merch because it's limited. I'm not going to restock on the hats. We'll drop some new merch in the future if this sells out. But once it's gone, it's gone. I'm not restocking on it. So go check it out now. Cop some stuff. It's perfect for summer. There's black shorts, black shirt, white shirt. Mix and match. The hats are just like the colors are crazy. So go check that out. So now let's get back to the episode. All right, man. Benny Snell in the studio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man.
First day of OTAs?
First day. It was a good day.
Yeah?
It was a good day. Worked us a little bit. They had the media and the cameras out there, but good vibe. Good seeing Pickett throw a little bit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
How's he doing?
He's good, man. He looks good, too.
Yeah?
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Definitely a great pick.
He's familiar with the facility, so that's a big deal. You know, learning a whole new city on top of learning a whole new playbook and that's a whole level of things that he doesn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know?
But I definitely think it's definitely pretty dope being from college and then
right.
And him after practice being able to watch us or before practice or whatever.
How much do you see the pit guys on a day-to-day basis?
I don't really see much of them. Usually towards the end of the practice, they'll come in. They got the far field on the other end, and then we got our field. So but they'll probably be done with practice. We'll still be going, and some of them will sit out and watch us and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
I actually was driving past today. I saw a couple guys still out there getting some work in. I don't know if they were on the jugs or what they were doing, but they were still getting in work a couple hours after it was supposed to be over. So that's encouraging. As a Steeler fan, I know you guys are out there putting in the work.
You're getting to it, man.
And I know you for sure have been putting in the work. Watching you throughout the years, I used to be a bigger college football fan than I was pro.
Okay.
And I played college football, and I love college football. I don't know why.
I do too.
So when you were at Kentucky, I just remember being this dude, when we drafted you, I was so excited because I know not only are you an incredible athlete, but you give back to your community. You're the hardest working dude. So I'm real pumped about having you here because not only just on the podcast, but in Pittsburgh because you do so much. And all that to say, glad that you did this, we're willing to come in here. We, have worked together on some cleats in the past. We did some projects that we'll get into, talk about all that. But the heart of this podcast is to show a little bit further than just the football Benny Snell. I want to talk, I want people to see who is Benny Snell? What makes you who you are? What inspires you? What made you be this drip god on the field? Dude, the spinner and the mouthpiece.
Know it.
Come on, man.
I should have brought that, man. You already know it.
So tell me what made you want to not just be a football player and a good football player, but what made you want to be all swagged out like that? Who inspired you growing up? Who did you watch?
Oh, man. So I'm a huge Adrian Peterson fan.
Okay.
AP all day.
Yeah.
Man, he was the man.
Because you're what, 24?
I'm 24.
So you would have been in high school when he was breaking all the records and he had that rec.
When he was going crazy.
Yeah.
With the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yep. I just loved him work ethic wise. Okay. I just loved seeing he seemed like that superhero to me. You know what I'm saying? AP, he'll just rock the 2 little armbands, and and no long socks. He's just out there, savage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a classic look that I have to pay respect to because I'm that's kind of the running back look.
Dude, I thought that he was even at Oklahoma. I don't want to shout out. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but one of his best highlights was against the Steelers.
Oh wow! Yeah, when he did Boy Nasty and kept it going. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I was that's fun.
Dude, as a Steelers fan, fun. I remember watching that.
But definitely one that's sticking out to me right now is gotta pay homage to Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
Ezekiel Elliott was nasty with the swag, especially when he was at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then
the crop top.
Yup, and it transversed over. Like I love the crop top. Like that's him, and he had the backstory with the running backs before him and all that. Yep. But like Dallas has that running back organization where it has that look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Zeke, he especially his rookie year and in Ohio State, he came out with the visor. He popped out with the visor. Then he'll rock the one arm sleeve on one arm, and I'm like, ooh. Yeah. Then I seen him. Then he'll do the one arm sleeve, and then he'll have a turf strip on the back.
Yeah.
And I said, ooh.
The turf strip was big. Then it died. Like when I was playing, so I graduated college in like 2013, and it was not a thing. Like nobody wore them, and now they're back to like that's like one of the dopest like accessories that you could put on especially as a running back. Like that's clean.
That's facts.
So who do you think like brought that back? Do you even, I don't even know who the first people I saw.
See, right now when I think of who brought that back, like I think of Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, he'll rock the black and he'll rock the white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever he plays, and I'm like,
That Saints uniform hits hard too, especially those throwbacks. Those are crazy.
Facts. Nah.
But yeah, man, I'm always interested. Like one of my growing up, it's funny that yours was, is it AP or AD? I never know like what his nickname is. They say
it's Adrian Peterson, but it's all day.
All day.
He's taking it to the crib. It's over with.
One of mine growing up was actually a tandem for the Vikings was Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Like I loved like just first of all there's something about that Vikings colorway, that purple and yellow that is just super clean. Purple's just you get the Lakers, like that whole vibe, and I got family in Minnesota, so like shout out to the Vikings and whatever. But they definitely inspired me, especially Chris Carter inspired me to want to play football, and like he was real clean as far as like what his look was and vibe and all that stuff. But yeah, it's super like underplayed how much like you mentioned before we sat down, like it's like they're like superheroes when you're a kid. And I think a lot of kids get inspired to play football not just because I want to play football and be part of a team, but they're like, I want to wear that uniform, dude. Like I want to put the wristband on. I want to like wear the visor and like all this stuff. So as one of those guys now on the Steelers, that like you got a whole generation of kids coming up looking at you like maybe someday they'll be on a podcast being like, there was this dude for the Steelers, Benny Snell, dude.
Benny,
like he just like he came out there dripping every single game and like had the spinner, and like I can't get over the spinner mouthpiece. Like you were the first person I saw to rock that. That was like, that's crazy.
Man, the spinner that came out of the blue. Like it came from like I was in college, and I was like, of course you get the team apparel and the team stuff that you wear, the uniform or whatever, but it was like, like I always like going to Dick's. I always like going to them like small little sports shops where it's like, you might find some fire stuff, like some like colored tape, some mouthpiece, whatever. And then I found a mouthpiece, and then it was only up from there. That
was it, bro.
So
when do you think like you started to separate yourself? Like in high school, were you all like swagged out like that?
High school I was not
more
swagged
like college. Out. No,
it was more college.
Yeah,
it started in college, because in high school I was still trying to find my swag myself. Like I was still trying to find which route I wanted to take. But then I started watching some guys, like I always do. Ezekiel. AP, I'm like, I started to mold from there.
Yeah. The other thing that I always have been obsessed with, there's a Twitter account back in like, I don't know when he launched it. His name's Paul Lucas. He runs it's called UniWatch.
Okay.
And it's the excessive study of sports uniform and apparel or whatever. So like basically they did the thing. It was like Monday morning UniWatch or whatever. So like after a whole weekend of football, college and pro, they would like do a breakdown of like if it was the first time a team wore this helmet, or like to the minimal thing of like this player's last name started to peel off. Like people would have submissions and whatever. So like there was this obsessive study of sports uniform and aesthetics, and that's kind of what inspired this podcast, the Athletic Aesthetic podcast, is because there is a whole community of people that watch sports and obsess over the uniforms, the accessories that you're wearing, and all this stuff. People know, like when you take the field and you have a different accessory on that you never wore. You probably don't know this, but you'll be on like that Twitter blog like the next day, and they'll be like, "Yo, Benny Snell wore yellow gloves for the first time in his career." Like people pay attention to that, and I love that. I'm like a nerd about that kind of stuff. I'm curious. All right, if you could design a Steelers uniform, so from the top to the bottom, and we talked about the 2 helmet rule changing, so now teams can, if you're not familiar, basically teams could only wear one color helmet up until I think next year or the year after. They're going to get rid of that rule.
Yep, bring it back.
So you can redesign any uniform or a Steeler uniform to look like whatever you want. What's it look like?
Okay. So if I'm gonna start with the helmet.
Okay.
And I think that the helmet should have it's the solid black. I want to go solid yellow, but let's go matte yellow. You know, let the classic logo be on there. Classic stripe.
Is it still one-sided logo? It's got to be one-sided.
Yep,
right?
one-sided logo. I still want the stripe on there.
A black stripe.
Black stripe.
Okay.
I want the black stripe on there, and then like, this is just me, but throw a number on there or something, like a jersey, somebody's jersey number, like.
Okay.
You know,
so if
it's me, then
Steeler logo one side, maybe helmet number on the other side.
Yeah, 2-4 on the other.
Alabama style helmet numbers. Okay.
Yep. And then for the jersey, I'm thinking like, so if I could picture, I would want it to be like, so Golden State, right? The Golden State jersey, it has like a bridge, you know, and it's showing that.
Yep.
I think that the Pittsburgh logo was Steel City, Steelers. It should have like, you know, we're known for bridges. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some type of like Pittsburgh city picture.
Okay.
Across the jersey, not in the circle like Golden State though. Just, you know, across the jersey, and then I would want. I'm going back to basketball, but like the Nuggets, like it has like that stripe, that stripe retro type vibe.
Okay.
I really would like that. So I would have the city. Boom. I'd have that retro look. I'd probably want to have like the city black.
Okay. Like a silhouette.
No, I'm gonna do the jersey black. Let's do like maybe like the city like. I'd say maybe like.
This is a crazy uniform.
Yeah.
I like it though.
It got the stripes at the bottom, so like I want the stripes to have that white and gray in it, but then I want the colors, that red, white, that red and white.
Okay, you want to use the accents.
Yeah.
I like that you wear the red mouthpiece sometimes. I love that people pull the like accent colors of the logo. I've done a couple pair for Ray, and I've done like the red accents on them. I think that looks so clean to like pull those colors.
It definitely stands out.
I learned recently is that originally on that like the Steelers logo, it was an orange diamond. It wasn't always red.
Oh yeah.
And I random fact. But yeah,
we learned something new.
They probably got rid of them when the Bengals and the Browns were like, yeah, we're orange.
Yeah, it was like, nah,
we ain't no orange on here.
But I think another one would be like I would, like you just said with the colors, I would want the gloves and cleats always will have to match.
Okay.
So if I'm wearing red gloves, I'm wearing red cleats.
Okay.
If I'm wearing blue, same jersey though, blue gloves, blue cleats. I would want them to be interchangeable.
Okay.
With the jersey, you know what I'm saying?
And it pulls out that accent with your. Okay, I like that. Now, what color of the pants?
If I'm going to black, I probably want the pants yellow.
Pants yellow. So pants yellow, mostly yellow, black top,
black,
yellow bottoms,
yellow,
and then okay. I think I could dig
that. Maybe black pants. Maybe black pants. Let's do the black on black.
Do alternate pants. You know what I'm saying? You can wear like more than one pair of pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do it like that.
So I'm gonna mock this up. And we're gonna see what this looks like.
I hope it ain't ugly. I promise I got swag, y'all. I promise.
Yeah, well, I'll make it look good for you.
Okay.
And if it looks awful, we'll put it on Najee instead of you.
Oh, that's even better. Even better.
I'm just playing. But yeah, no, I appreciate you doing that, dude. Because I think it's gonna be fun to like see it come to life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about custom cleats, okay? Since that's how we met. We've worked on a few projects. The first pair, I don't even know if you know the first pair that I did.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you did that. And
yeah.
They were like, they said, I don't remember. It was the first time. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna do the free cleats. They said, have them right there. Boom, boom. I got them back and they were dope. I was like, I don't even know who did them. You know what I'm saying?
So Cody, I share the studio space with Cody Sable. So people that are watching, he was my first guest on this podcast.
Shout out Cody.
He's done work for you too with the juice painting.
Yep. Yeah.
And so he actually has, a ton of connections within the Steelers organization, and they basically they give him all the cleats and they say, make them dope. And so him and I share this space, and we teamed up because it got to the point where we're getting like 30, 40, 50 pair during the season, and it's like not one person can keep up with that. Right. So us both being in the same city, which I moved back here in 2020, it was like I hit him up, and it was like, dude, we'd be crazy to not like pursue this together and like team up. So I had, the pleasure of doing them for you, and I think got a lot of good feedback from people as far as like the cause and all that stuff. And then I reached out to you because I don't know how it was for you, but for me, watching the end of the season was wild. With you guys having to pull out 2 wins against division rivals and then hope that the Jaguars would beat the Colts. And then on top of that, you got this game between the Chargers and the Raiders that can't go to overtime and end in a tie. And this thing came down to the final kick. I don't know what that felt like for you, but like I was on this emotional, spiritual high when that game ended, not in a tie. I DM'd you and I was like, dude, we got to get you some cleats for like this playoff game now.
Yeah.
And
that's football, dog. It goes down to the yard, the last inch.
Yeah.
Like,
that was wild.
It all matters.
So then we did a pair of cleats that was Glow Gang.
Glow Gang.
All right. Tell me about Glow Gang. Why did we put that on a pair of cleats? I had no idea what was going on. I just painted it.
I have some works coming up with Chief Keef's e-gaming company.
Okay.
And they're called Glow Navy. And they're on Twitch.
Yeah.
They do YouTube, TikTok.
You do a lot of Twitch stuff, right?
I do.
Okay.
I'm starting. It's coming in. My Twitch coming soon, y'all. I promise.
What kind of games are you playing?
I'm straight Call of Duty.
Okay.
Call of Duty, Madden 2K.
Okay.
Mainly Call of Duty though. Like that's the main one.
How did you meet with the whole Glow Gang thing?
We actually met on Warzone.
Oh wow.
Yo, met him on Warzone. Stayed friends. He eventually told me, his situation, and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Told him I'm Benny, I'm a Steeler.
Yeah.
And then we're stayed in touch. We played the Chargers in LA.
Yeah.
And
This past year?
This past year. And that's when I was able to go and meet my boy for the first time. And then, he took me over to the house and they gave me merch. And,
That's dope.
And
they do sneakers and everything too. I think I want to get a pair of those. Those things are sick. The yellow and black ones are crazy.
Yeah, they're fire.
Those are my favorite.
Fire. So
maybe I need to customize a pair of those for you.
Hey, I can bring them up, man. Get them done real quick. That's sure, man.
Sick.
Yeah, I want to. Hopefully, it's what I enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy the playing and getting a market and be with other and meet new guys. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't play Call of Duty? Like you don't play?
Bro,
you don't play no game, no nothing?
I don't. I sold my Xbox in 2013, the day I graduated, or the day before I graduated college, because I wanted to buy a pair of Laney 5 Jordans, and I had no money in college.
You wanted them Jordans.
And I sold my Xbox, that's the last time I picked up a console.
Man,
that's the last time.
We gonna work on it, man. I think I got an Xbox or something I can get you.
All right. I don't know the first. I'll be awful at this. I'll be like shooting the wrong people.
Once you win and you get that win feeling, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Maybe I need to get into it.
For real.
You got me?
I got you, bro. I got you.
Cool. All right, let's talk about the next pair that we did together. You wanted me to make a pair of Air Forces with the Snell logo and all that and stuff on that. I know you did a lot of stuff this offseason building that brand. You launched a YouTube channel, got all kinds of cool stuff going on. So tell me, I know like in Kentucky, there's probably not a soul that doesn't know what Snell is and what that brand represents. But Pittsburgh is just now coming around to it, I think. So for the average person this is the first time they're hearing about what Snell is and what it represents.
Yep.
What is that?
So first off, Snell is a brand. It's my brand. Just by itself, you know what I'm saying? I'm able to do the youth camps, be able to help out the less fortunate. But then secondly, Snell is a saying. So it's like, hell yeah, Snell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of where it came from. And it's been stuck with me, and I'm trying to take it to the top.
Yeah, I think I saw that you said on an interview that you saw it on a sign. That was the first time you saw it, which is pretty crazy that like in that moment, something like that. Because how many signs are in the stands?
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's like 100.
Something like that to stick out to you, and you'd be like,
that's it. I said, that's it.
So what do you have going on with the brand? Like, what's next? Like, what's your goal with the YouTube channel? Like, what do you plan on doing with that?
Right now with the YouTube, I'm just trying to give more of like people a perspective of like what goes on behind the scenes. What goes behind the scenes with being a football player.
Right.
With going on with the media and like being able to see the work that gets put in behind scenes, what I'm saying? Whether it's helping people on the field, off the field, here, there, wherever, like get to see the real.
Was there like something that comes to mind for you growing up that was maybe really instrumental in helping you through a time? Or like, why are you inspired to give back the way you do?
It's a great question. I think that, like, you know, if I was to say, if I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, and I looked up to someone and I had aspirations and dreams, and I could, you know, I could go to their camp and get one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would go a long way. Or if, you know, I get to go on YouTube and see, okay, what does he do? What does he do that makes him be the way, so I can be like him? That people are able to see that.
Where are you at mentally heading into, you know, this season coming up? Like, what's one word that would describe, like, how do you feel about, like, going in, what is this, year?
This is year four for me. I'm going in my 4th.
How you feeling, man? Like, what's your...
It went by so fast. If I could give it any word, I would just... not one word, but I'm going to just say, like, one step at a time.
Okay.
Like, right now, I'm taking one step at a time with everything I do.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot you could look forward to, and the schedule, and how we're going to do things, and all this stuff, but it's like, if you just take it one step, I'm taking things day by day, time at a time. So, like, I'm just easing into it because it's a long season. That's another part of why my answer's like that. It's a long season and a long, like, stuff that goes on behind the scenes. So it takes a lot of your energy away, you know? But
sure.
I love football. You know, this is what I was born. I was made to do this.
It's one of the things that I've got from, like, because I'll do a little bit of, like, I mean, I know you from, like, talking to you on Instagram DMs, but, like, I'll do a little bit of research on, like, my guests or whatever. One of the themes that I just kept hearing over and over in every interview and every whatever that I found of you was that, like, you were like, I'm passionate about this more than anything in my life. And I love the one time after you got ejected from a game and they were interviewing you and you just kept saying, what did you say? I'm passionate about football.
I'm passionate about football. I'm passionate
you,
about
like,
football.
channeled your inner Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined. And you just kept saying that, and I was dying watching this thing.
Dog, that was the most maddest day I've ever. Bro, like, literally, you seen the play, right?
So I actually don't know. Why did you get...
Oh, my gosh, you have to see the play.
Can you just describe it?
Yes, for sure. Like, all right. So, boom. It was a play to the right, outside. To keep it short, I ended up going out of bounds, and I'm still getting tackled.
Okay.
So, I'm...
Who are you guys playing?
We're playing Northwestern in the bowl game.
Okay. This is your sophomore year?
This is my sophomore year.
Okay.
I fast forward, I tackled out of bounds. I'm still getting tackled, so I'm feeling like it's extra. Like, I'm thinking there should be a flag thrown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get up. As I'm getting up, it's like I see the referee, like, he's sticking his hands out, like, trying to help me up. Like, I'm on the ground, like, getting up, and he's literally, like, putting it, and I'm like, yo, I moved his hands, like, yo, I don't need your help. Like, and I'm like, thinking,
use your hands to throw a flag.
Yeah.
Not help me up.
I'm saying, so, like, I kind of, like, pushed his hands away, not hard, but I was like, yo, like, I don't need your help. Like, yeah, you should have threw that flag, buddy. I'm going back to the huddle. And then
he kicked you out for that?
Kicked me out through the flag. Hey, I'm walking back through the flag.
Was this early in the game?
Early in the game. It threw the game. I'm telling you, they threw the game.
Damn.
That threw the game because it's like...
And you guys lost?
We lost.
That's rough.
We
Tough
lost.
pill to swallow.
It hurt. It hurt bad.
That's tough.
Man, that's just crazy to me. It still haunts me to this day. They did me like that. Like,
I just love that you were just like, I'm just passionate about this game. Just passionate about this. You were just trying not to snap on these interviews. And they were pushing your buttons, too. They were trying so hard to get you to break character. So I got to give you props, bro, because someone like, I'm Italian, you know, I got a little bit of an anger, like, you know, like, you know, a temper on me.
I did.
You know, I actually had a blow up, okay, in my locker room in college. Ooh. And geared towards a coach.
That's how you know it's real. Was it your position coach or?
Offensive coordinator. My college career didn't go like as I, you know, had planned. I'm the most injury prone person I think that's ever played the game of football. Okay. Like, I just couldn't stay healthy. Like, starting in my senior year, broke my thumb. As a receiver, it's not a great...
Yeah, you need your hands.
Yeah, so, like, my numbers went down. All my, like, offers, everything kind of got pulled because my stats sucked my senior year. Yeah. And so I walked on to a Division II program, and his like, motto was, chance to have a chance. Chance to have a chance is all you need. You don't need a chance. You just need a chance to have a chance, and then you can... And I'm like, yeah, like, I love this. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm going to walk on. I'm going to get a scholarship, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, I had concussion issues. So like I just kept like, getting knocked out of games, and like at the time concussions weren't so like, this was like 2011, 2010. So like it was before the Will Smith movie, so nobody cared about concussions, So
I got you.
it was kind of like get back in there, shake it off. And I like wasn't feeling that. Like I was like, I like my brain, I'm gonna let it heal. And so like I think they kind of held that against me, was that I put my body first, And all that to say, like the chance to have a chance thing, they had a transfer come in before the season, and he was from a D1 school, and like so they kind of like giving him the scholarship. He's going to play. And he was kind of stinking it up, like dropping passes left and right. We got crushed in this game. I had a killer camp, so I felt like this was week 1. I like had the best camp possible, and they gave him like every opportunity. I didn't get one snap in the game, and I was like starting reps in practice, and then I like out of nowhere, like I didn't get one rep in the game.
Oh, they're wrong for that,
dude.
They're so wrong for that.
I was so angry in the locker room, and I remember like literally taking my stuff off, and I remember turning around, and coach was like, "Why aren't you looking up here?" Like, and I was like, "You talk about a chance to have a chance.
Yeah.
You don't want to give anybody a chance to have a chance." And I just snapped and like left, and luckily they let me back on the team.
I was about to say they ain't let you back.
No, it's not a good look. The reason I told that long, drawn out story is because if I was in your shoes, I got thrown out of a game. It's the end of the season. My team just lost a bowl game.
Man.
I don't think I could have kept my composure the way that you did. So that said something about you in that moment, the kind of person you are.
Nah, I literally had the whole game. I was spazzing in the locker room with my parents the whole game, and then I was already cooled down. Man.
Because, I mean, I get it, man. Like, football was my life. And I didn't play on any platform like you played on, but, like, the game was my life, bro. So like for when I was frustrated, you knew.
Man, even right now, like I'm a football player. You know what I'm saying? I love playing football, so it's not always about, being a star all the time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'll do whatever they need me to do. If they wanted me to play receiver, they want me to play linebacker, tackle, block, I'm doing whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I genuinely love it.
What drives you on a day-to-day basis outside of like, the goals on the football field, what wakes you out of bed in the morning? Like for me, like I've gotten to the point now, obviously my playing career is over. I'm passionate about my art. I love that I get to do, what I do. But it's not necessarily what gets me up in the morning. Like people get, like my daughter, like all these beautiful things that, not like the world doesn't see, but it's like drives me. Like what gets you going?
Man, that's a great question. I feel like for me, it's like, all my life I've been working to get to I always aspire, to be in the NFL, to get to this platform. And it's like now that I'm here, the little things is what matters to me the most. I love spending family time with my people. My mom is very important to me. And like that keeps me going. Like I think that, I wake up and my drive and my why do I do it is like my family. You know what I'm saying? My mom and my dad played so key into where I am today.
Yeah.
That like I look up to them. They're my superheroes. It's like growing up, my mom was she handled everything on the school side. My dad handled everything on the football side.
Yeah. Pops was an XFL guy, right? NFL. Did he play in the NFL too?
He got a year under his belt.
Okay.
Yep, Baltimore, XFL.
Prime XFL.
Scotland.
I have an XFL ball.
Yo, they have this, I seen it the other day on Twitter. They got it's like an XFL throwback.
Okay.
And it's like,
like, what do you mean?
Like a throwback of like on the XFL, they were like talking. They were like, yeah.
Oh, dude.
And it's like a little clip of my dad.
No way.
I got to send it to you. It's like a clip of my dad. And
please do.
They had the nicknames on the back. Like, he hate me.
Was
oh,
like
my, he knows that he hate me. That's crazy.
He hate me was like iconic.
I'm telling you. Yes. But like.
I was a huge WWE fan, WWF at the time. So like when they launched a football, I was like, yo, both of my worlds are colliding right now. Like I was in like 5th grade when the XFL was like launching. Yeah. And they did the kickoff where they just literally like threw the ball and they just like run and just
get
like
money. For sure.
That's crazy.
That's classic.
Yeah.
So just getting to see all that growing up and, hearing all the stories about my dad and Ray Lewis and everything else, and then my mom, you know, always getting on me about school. Whenever I'd slack, she's on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm just blessed and so thankful that it happened. You know, I was able to like go further than my dad. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the goal, but like they put for that to be possible.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it's only right that with the platform I have, you know, I make sure I take good care of them, you know, and I take it even bigger than what it is.
Yeah, man. That's so. I love that. I do have one more thing, okay? And this is a little bit fun, lighter. Ooh. Steelers history right here. These are the guys who've done the 24 before you.
Wow.
Okay, and we're going to rate their swag.
Okay.
Starting with the 1963 season, Jim Bradshaw. Rate this swag.
I'm going to rate that. So if I could
scale of 1 to 10, give me what do you like? What are you feeling? Obviously, we can't see the helmet.
Yeah, out of 10, I'm gonna give him a 7 because like lower body, he tried. You know what I'm saying? He got the leggings, long socks. He showed us some baby skin at the bottom. I dig. And then he just came regular short sleeve at the top.
Yeah,
true. That's like a running back look. I dig him.
Okay,
I give him a solid 7. Okay. Solid 7.
All right, cool. Let's keep it moving here. All right, we're into colored photos now.
Yeah, thank God.
This is J.T. Thomas. This is from the 1973 to 1981 season. So he donned this number for almost a decade. Ooh. And this is like Super Bowl era. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, when did we win what was our last Super Bowl of the 4? It was mid-70s, right? So this was during his... Yeah. So he's probably a part of that team. I'm assuming he's a cornerback, maybe?
Got to be a corner.
I should probably know this. I don't.
Got to be.
So, yeah, I mean, he was definitely a prominent figure on those teams. So, here, I got a second picture for you.
Oh, God. I mean, all right, so am I rating this one or the one?
So, this is both. They're both him.
That's both of bro.
Yeah, I had to give you a zoomed-in shot of his, like.
For sure. Wow.
That's what we're looking at. Yeah. That's what we're looking at.
That's wow. I mean, I'm going to give the full body of what I saw.
You got to remember, Dickerson was like huge in this era, and the glasses were
so
like.
That was probably hot right there.
That was probably hot.
I got you. Okay.
And so here's a full body.
I'm gonna give him.
I mean, he's got some.
Nah, he got it going on. I'm gonna give him a 8.5.
8.5.
I'm gonna give him an 8.5, leaning towards 9. He got the. I like the colors.
I like it for the 70s. I think. I think he's doing well here.
He looks like somebody who would go and play right now. Like,
I mean, yeah,
color and swag wise.
I mean, played for a decade, so got to be pretty decent figure on the team. All right, as we're getting now into the 90s, 95 to 99. This is Chris Oldham. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I should probably know this too as a Steeler fan. I don't. I don't have a great shot of him, but I mean he's I think so. Now we're into the new number font too. Yeah, so this is probably the first number 24 to not have the block numbers.
Yep.
So how do you think he represents the number?
He's doing good. I like it. I mean,
can't really tell much from the photo, but
yeah, he did the white cleats, unless that's spat. Came with the long socks it's the all black long socks.
Yeah,
I dig that.
Looks like spats.
Okay, he came.
Plus, this is turf too, so you got turf shoes. You don't even got cleats.
Wow, that's crazy,
right?
I think those are like if those are the elbow pads. You think those are elbow pads?
Looks like it.
The elbow pads. I'm gonna give him a. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him an 8.
8.
I'm gonna give him an 8.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect
and
it.
8 is not bad.
No. 8's good. Honestly, I'd rate this as a 5. Personally.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think you're being generous.
Yeah, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. He got the 2-4 on. I got to pay homage. I can't.
I understand. I understand. All right. Now we're gonna get into my one of my favorite 24s that ever. I think you might know who this guy is, Ike Taylor. Swaggin' University. Okay, did you know that was his like thing? Swaggin' U. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little history here. When I was in college, okay, Ike Taylor was one of the premier cornerbacks for the Steelers for a long time. I mean, he was 2003 to 2014. picks in like some of our biggest games in the Super Bowl, all that stuff. So like big time player, for us for over a decade. He was always dripped out, like the helmet build, the visor, he looked good, and he actually is known for this. I want to play this for you too and get your reaction. I think you need to do this.
James Ferrier, Virginia. Lawrence Timmons, Florida State. James Harrison, Kent State. Ike Taylor, Swaggin.
Ike Taylor, swaggin.
Oh, he said
that's
swaggin'.
all he said. He just said Ike Taylor, swaggin.
Look at Coach. Oh,
yeah.
He's ugly.
Oh, he's coaching.
Nah, he coached last year. I want to say it was last year or 2 years ago.
Right.
Yep. And now he's out of college now.
It's crazy.
Look at Coach Gay.
All right, man. So I think you're pretty. Wait, did you rate Ike? You didn't rate Ike.
I didn't rate Ike.
All right, you got to rate Ike.
If I'm gonna rate Ike,
what are you? If you're rating yourself.
If I rate myself, I'm giving myself a 9.5. I ain't even gonna go 10.
I think you're up there.
I'm gonna give myself a 9.5.
I give you a 9.3.
You know, I'm gonna come crazy with the cleats. I'm gonna probably do the turf with the arm sleeve. You already know I got the all black visor.
Is there a 10 on the Steelers, or are you like the? Are you the guy?
I'm not gonna say I'm the guy, but like I feel
you
like
can if you feel it.
People got different type of swag,
right? Yeah.
Like for Claypool, for a receiver, I like how he's big. He ain't going too much crazy. Like he gonna let the arm show and he gonna catch on you.
Yeah. You got the helmet with the tinted visor, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I feel like people are different.
He's got the Jordan deal. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty. Joe Hayden. From a defensive back spec, that's swag.
Yeah,
that's a 10.
Forever.
I'm gonna get that a 10. That's a 10.
Okay.
So
his closet or his lockers nuts.
Insane. Yep.
Seen pictures of that. Okay, so you're the 9.5. What do you rate Ike?
I'm gonna give Ike a 9.
I think
I'm gonna give Ike a
Ike's
solid 9. I like that he had the eye black on the one side.
Okay.
And not on the other, just trying to rock like.
Yeah, that was He definitely like set a standard. I mean, dude, playing corner, you gotta have like this swag mentality in order to, I feel like, play cornerback in the NFL. Like,
so you think that he was the one who like birthed the swag, or you think it was probably like Dion?
Oh no, yeah, it wasn't Ike birthing. I think that just he embodied that like cornerback swagger, like he literally had, like, I had his T-shirt that is brand in college. I'll have to find a picture and put it up on the podcast. Like I had his T-shirt. It was like a broken stained glass design. It said Swaggin' University. Ooh. It was like merch that it was before people like had merch. He had merch.
See, I like when people like, he broke the game.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was ahead.
He really was.
Ahead than everybody.
He really was.
For sure.
But yeah, he was definitely ahead of his time. But yeah, so before we go, I know I said that like twice and then I keep throwing more things at you, but I want to give you the opportunity, like, what's something that's going on in your life that people probably don't know, or maybe don't know if they just like casually follow you, or they just like Steeler fans or whatever. Mm-hmm. What's something that like is like a hobby, or like something that you do in your free time that you're passionate about that people wouldn't know?
Yep. On my free time, I really I enjoy making music. So I make my own music, and I haven't came out or nothing yet. I got a SoundCloud because I was dropping in college and in high school, but not serious.
Yeah.
But now, over time, doing it so long, and listening.
So you've been doing music.
Doing it. I've
really?
been doing it. Just never took the route of coming out and like, like rail. We got a lot of players on the team that make dope music. Like, for real. Shouts out to them. But yeah, man, I cook up. I'll listen to it, and if I don't like it, I'm like, yo, okay. Next time I'll go to the studio. I'm gonna do this and that.
Do you have any music out that you could listen to right now? Or you're in the works?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have my SoundCloud. Like, that's not my best work though, so I don't want to put all that out.
So you don't want to plug it yet?
But I got a song I can show you though. I got a song I can show you, and like, you could maybe preview it a little something.
I'm down. All right. So what you're gonna have to do is when we're done here, you have to send me this. Unless, do you want to play it now, or do you want to like put a link to it?
Yeah, I sent it because it got an animation and all that. Like,
that's sick, bro. I mean, dude, good timing to get into it too. You're teaming up with Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go, bro. Like, you got a future outside of football too. Man. So I'm excited for you, man. I'm pumped to like work together. Get to know you a little bit more. This is honestly the first time we've met face to face. So we've just been like, I've dropped cleats off at the facility for you, and then we DM, and that's it. But it's always been love, and I appreciate you coming up here and doing this. And I'll hopefully have you back on and talk stuff in the future. I know we have some projects in the works, so
for sure,
appreciate
man.
you, bro.
I appreciate you having me, dog.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
thanks for being here.
I enjoyed it.
All right, thank you guys for checking out this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun recording it, and I really am excited about things in the future for this podcast. Right now, we're going to keep it at a monthly format moving forward, but I'd love to start launching a few more things on the YouTube channel and have audio options available on a weekly basis. So if there's some topics or things that you'd like me to cover, let me know, because this weekly conversation is going to be more of just kind of like me. I may have some guests here and there periodically throughout that, but it's going to be on this same channel, so you don't have to go anywhere else. I'm curious, like, what do you want from me? Like, kind of that's kind of where I'm at. What do you want from me? Like, I'm here. I bought the equipment. You follow along. You subscribed. You follow me on social media. You're listening to this right now. What would you like out of this? What would make this podcast your favorite podcast? That's what I'm curious about. What would make this podcast your favorite podcast? I can't read your mind. I can guess, but I'm probably going to be wrong. So let me know in the comments right now. Go to my social media. If you're watching this, let me know, what would you like for this podcast to cover moving forward? So I appreciate you being here. Like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Cop some merch. Available on the website right now. When it's gone, it's gone. Don't forget. When it's gone, it's gone. So go cop it for summer. It's coming up. This has been the Athletic Aesthetic Podcast, where art and sports connect through conversation. My name is Vinny, and I'll catch you guys next time.